Target market. This show has the layers of storytelling that make it accessible to kids, young adults, and adults all at the same time. It is a great family show and offers something for everyone to enjoy. It's also excellent for monsters who are still figuring out what this better world is like, and principles of management course professors, TAs, and fellow students. Storyline. The show follows experiences of the employees and guests at a hotel for monsters in Transylvania. It has been a safe haven from violent humans for well over a century. An imposing castle built by Count Dracula to protect his daughter from murderous humans, Hotel Transylvania has become a place where monsters can come to unwind, relax, reconnect, and be entertained, all the while safe from the threat of human attacks. This world is being disrupted, though, by the accidental intrusion of a young human, who turns the monsters' world upside down and shows them that the outside world has changed for the better. Can Count Dracula adjust himself to a less authoritarian leadership style during this time of stress and change? Can the staff adjust to having greater personal responsibility and autonomy? Can Dracula's daughter, Mavis, step up into adult responsibilities and lead into her own right? Can Jonathan grow up to be a responsible adult and take on a critical liaison role between the monsters and humans? Will everyone be able to adjust to a flatter management hierarchy that creates more uncertainty but more opportunity? Let's find out. Count Dracula. Count Dracula is clearly the boss of Hotel Transylvania. It was built as a result of his visionary plan of a safe place for his daughter and all monsters. A charismatic leader, he is the ultimate authority in the hotel. He leads through a combination of personal power. He has a wide range of supernatural powers coupled to a strong personal desire to maintain control and safety for the hotel. Expert power. He has a strong personal vision of the hotel's operation and goals, as well as awareness of nearly every high and low detail of the hotel's functioning. Coercive power and referent power. He leads through a combination of positive, trustworthy, dependable, decisive, honest, and communicative, and negative, irritable, dictatorial, egocentric, class-conscious, cunning characteristics. It is a testament to the positive characteristics that he has been able to keep the hotel running for well over a century despite his negatives. But times are changing for the hotel, and even Dracula must change too.
Mavis is the prototypical sheltered newbie. She is characterally naive, but is understandable given the extremes her father, the Count, has gone through to shield her from reality. She has enormous heart and a high emotional awareness. She is an incentive negotiator and excels at helping disagreeing parties come together and comprise for a greater goal. She is powerfully driven to develop and grow despite her father's misgivings, and the end of the season she is in many respects a leadership nexus for helping everyone at Hotel Transylvania navigate the changes coming to their world. She takes on many of the daily operational leadership functions from her family by the end of the season, improving staff satisfaction and creating consensus and clarity around change along the way. The zombies are the green-colored workers of the hotel, very simple thinkers with effectively no personal drive. They have almost no personality individually, but as a group they can be fun at parties. They have almost no awareness of anything in their environment, and while they're workhorse employees, they have effectively no feedback involvement in how the hotel is run nor how coming changes are navigated. They act accordingly to whoever has most recently told them to do something, and mainly the loudest, most recent such person. Mr. Fly is a fitness coordinator of the hotel and somewhat seen as the public relations manager due to his relationship building with the guests at the hotel. Mr. Fly is a charismatic individual who prides himself in his ability to resolve conflict. Mr. Fly is also a fashion-forward individual as he dresses very well, for a fly that is. Although he does not hold a specific place in the hotel's hierarchy, the fact that he is not looked at as a boss and rather someone you can talk to and get an issue resolved is admirable. Quasimodo is the head chef at the Hotel Transylvania and a horrible boss. He is a schmarmy and integrating to his leaders, bosses, abusive and exploitative of those who report to him. Instead of admitting when he has done something incorrectly, he instead shifts to the blame to the subordinate and does so in a publicly abusive manner. He has almost no positive leadership characteristics at all, other than being dependable. He keeps the hotel kitchen running and running well. Quasimodo's role in the future of the hotel leadership position is in a serious question by the end of the season, as he's not interested in changing how he treats others, nor how he operations in a position of responsibility. This is especially problematic considering how many humans are going to be part of the hotel's future, and all Quasimodo wants to do is cook them and serve them up in the meals.
The suit of animated armor is the security for the hotel. He is unusual in that he is one entity that occupies a lot of bodies. Somewhat zombie-like in that he's non-interactive until directly addressed. He has much more internal drive and external awareness than the zombies have, once he's given direction by someone in a position of power. Due to the suit of animated armor having no substantive internal locus of control, he acts as a physical control involved extension of Count Dracula's will in the hotel. When not doing security work, he is tasked with relaying emergency operations, event information to Count Dracula, plumbing, fights, etc. Jonathan is the free spirit type. He is also the human who's brought the winds of change to Hotel Transylvania, and along the way his own life is transformed by the end of the season. When we first meet him, he has zero interest in managing anything beyond his own person. Easygoing to almost a fault, he also doesn't do much interpretive thinking of his surroundings, which has led him into a situation that could be very dangerous. He fairly literally trips over Hotel Transylvania while exploring legends of a local scary castle while passing through. Jonathan becomes part of Hotel Transylvania through Count Dracula's missteps in trying to hide him from the guests. News of a human making it to Hotel Transylvania would be a disaster for the hotel. Jonathan ends up really blooming, though. In meeting Mavis, he discovers something worth having personal drive for and turns out to have exceptional skills with music and lighting shows and making a party, right out of nothing at all. He becomes pivotally known by the hotel guests and so becomes a world changer for the hotel when it is found out he's actually human. Top 5 managerial concepts. Managerial challenges, principles of organizational structure, managing diverse human resources, leadership versus managing, and decision making.
Episode 1 plot. This story takes place by following the ins and outs of running a successful hotel and the many challenges Dracula must face. Count Dracula's managing style is not the best, and he has a very short temper. He must learn to control his emotions and learn a variety of managerial skills to become a successful manager and business owner. Mavis, who is Dracula's daughter, is a monitoring influence on her father and helps resolve the problems that his blows can create. The grand opening is happening, and already Dracula must face a variety of managerial challenges. The werewolf pups are creating chaos in the lobby. The bellhops are already mixing up the luggages for the guests that are checking in, and the toilets in the rooms are already being clogged. Dracula has multiple departments to oversee. He must coordinate the housekeeping, maintenance, bellhops, and security all at the same time. Dracula will realize this is too much to handle, and the delegation of responsibility is the key to a solution that will work for him and the staff. Another part of the hotel, Mr. Fly is leading a class in aerobics and creating a mess in the hotel. Quasimodo is busy cooking away in the kitchen and sees a human, reports this to security, which is the suit of armor, who begins chasing the human. On top of all this chaos, he must also plan the grand opening party and Mavis's birthday. Episode 1 Managerial Concept. Managerial challenges, principles of organizational structure, managing diverse human resources, and decision making. Episode 2 Plot. There is entirely too much going on for Dracula to tend to each issue himself. Mavis reaches out to Dracula to help him realize that something needs to be done. Dracula is reluctant to listen to Mavis until she brings him to the lobby where it's absolute chaos from handfuls of guests that have been double booked. Dracula snaps into the realization that his hotel business is on the line and calls for a meeting. Dracula has new plans to incentivize his employees' duties and divides them up with their new appropriate bosses. He plans to reward an employee of the month and puts a plan into place that will determine who that will be. The suit of armor also shows himself to be valuable in the role of as security in the new construction. New jobs designs by Mavis have been presented to each employee, and everyone gains a new sense of motivation and direction. OJT is provided to employees in each team as Mavis helps the concierge with their interpersonal skills and resolves the issue of being double booked with free amenities of the guest's choice. The issues are resolved in an orderly fashion and all well as an enjoyable night at the hotel. Episode 2, Managerial Concepts, Dynamic Work Environment, 360-degree feedback, decentralization, on-the-job training, span of control, re-engineering flat organization structure, and incentive plan. Episode 3, Plot. A story around a set of main characters working through the process of making an advertising campaign for the hotel. The advertisements will be a combination of video commercials, travel artistry, billboards, online advertisements, and online social media postings and conversations. What's illustrated is the approaches of the characters to ideation, to discussing and evaluating ideas, how they respond to the type of idea, and how their respective management styles manifest during the discussion. We will illustrate this disagreement and reconciliation, overly expansive and overly narrow focus, the boss clashing with Mavis and others regarding ideas through the decision-making process, and leadership overcoming obstacles such as trying to get everyone on board and help them be as excited about the project as they are. This will be a two-part series. Part 1 will entail the roundtable discussions and the breakdown in the communication, where ultimately the main characters fight and disperse. Part 2 will allow for cool down time and for internal processing of what happened so that they are able to come together and think about respective perspectives with renewed focus on the goal, ultimately finishing the project successfully. Episode 3, Managerial Concepts, Managing Diverse Human Resources, Leveraging Workforce Diversity, Planning, Emotional Intelligence, and Path Goal Leadership Theory. What's been done so far and what will be done to remain our course? Team La Séptima has developed a TV show concept with ties to illustrating management concepts in an approachable, enjoyable fashion. Main characters, episode plot lines, and overall story arc have been designed. 2 draft episode videos have been produced to date, and as well as a midterm presentation slide deck and midterm presentation video. The remainder of this course will see us produce more polished content episode videos, an introduction video, and a retrospective video. We will produce a final presentation deck and a show project booklet, both of which will be based on content developed to the point of this midterm presentation. La Séptima.